All right, so something that's fascinated me for a long time since I first read about it in I think it was Tropical Fish Hobbyist magazine, way back before I owned the pet store. I think, or maybe it was during when I owned the pet store. I don't know. Time just kind of blends together for me. Um, but I'd always heard if it wasn't a goldfish, you have to put a heater in your tank. You have to keep it 75 to 78 degrees, or you kill your fish. And then I read that we've been taught that for years, and it's not necessarily true. Not everything that's at the pet store or the fish store that's labeled tropical fish or tropical fish. There's another category out there. There's a lot of fish that we might keep in our community tanks at 75, 78 degrees, something like that, that aren't so happy at those warm temperatures, that we've been taught wrong about. And the more that you think about it, the more that it makes sense. Not all the fish comes from the equator. So we're talking about a subtropical tank. And the subtropical are the areas just a little north or south of the tropics. We're looking at like southern China, the Arizona area, Florida area, some of the like higher elevation spots that it will be a little cooler, like the Indian highlands. And the fish that come from these areas that prefer this type of condition, they prefer waters between 64 degrees and 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Some of them can tolerate a little warmer, a little cooler, but that's pretty much their happy range. And there's so many options there. Why would you want to keep, fish at subtropical temperatures? Well, there's many different reasons. First off, the fish do well at these temperatures. Some of them show brighter colors and more breeding and just live happier lives at the cooler temperatures. Although they might be able to survive at warmer temperatures, when you heat the water up, the fish, being cold-blooded, its body heats up, its metabolism speeds up, and its body functions and everything start moving faster, so it ages faster, and it will die faster. And it may not be something that you would notice right off. I mean, it'll still have a decently long lifespan for the fish, but not as long as if it was at the cooler temperatures that it would prefer. And although the fish store may tell you that it's a tropical fish and they keep it at 76 degrees and that's where it wants to be, don't take my word for it. Don't take their word for it. Do your own research. Research a lot of places to find out for yourself, because there's a lot of misinformation out there on the internet. A lot of people out there telling the wrong things because they were told the same thing for their whole time learning about fish as well. But reasons that you would want to keep a subtropical tank would be, for the most part, 64 to 72 degrees. That's room temperature for a lot of us. So you wouldn't necessarily have to have a heater. You might want to put a heater in there for the wintertime to keep large fluctuations from happening, just to maintain it above 64 degrees, because some of us will let our house get below 60s in the winters. So the heater would just maintain it if you do have a heater. And really, if you're doing a DIY tank, the subtropical may be the way to go if you're on like a low budget, because DIYing a heater is one of the hardest things to DIY. You can DIY your lights, your lid, your tank, your substrate, your food, nets, everything. The heater is a more dangerous, more difficult thing to DIY. So going subtropical, you don't have to worry about that for the most part. You get a wider variety of colors from some of the fish, better activities from some of the fish. There's so many different reasons that you would want to, and it's different. You know, everybody's doing this whole tropical thing. That's so yesterday. You know, putting these fish at 78, 80 degrees. That's for the new guys that don't know any better. Okay, it's just doing something different is cool. So, what type of stuff can you put in a subtropical tank? Okay, I hear you. You like plants, and you're not going to do this old subtropical thing because your plants like warm temperatures, and you know it. Well, some plants do prefer warmer temperatures, but there's a lot of plants out there that can take subtropical temperatures. I've jotted a few of them down here, and I don't want to read off all the scientific names because I'm horrible at the whole Latin thing. But some real basic ones real quick. I'm going to butcher them because I'm not good with plant names. Cabomba, Cabomba. Is that how you say it? Cabomba. Ludwigia, Sage, Vals, Hygrophila, Polysperma. There's a long list, and you can look them up for yourself. That's what I'm saying here. Do your own research. Look this stuff up. There's a ton of stuff out there that that you can keep at the cooler temperatures, that prefer the cooler temperatures, that would do better at the cooler temperatures, that you're keep it too hot. Okay. We took care of the plant people, and I hear the shrimp people in the back yelling because the shrimp people get real loud. They keep the little bitty things, but they want to make a big voice for themselves. You know who you are. Did you know that your cherry shrimp, they can go down to like 57? They like cooler stuff too. Okay, so sit back down. You can keep shrimps in the cooler waters. So fish. Let's get to the fish because that's why we're here, for fish. Cooler water fish. Of course, you know goldfish can do cooler water, subtropical type temperatures. Then your danios, you know, your zebra danios, your leopard danios, pearl danios, celestial pearl danios. There's a lot of danios out there. And if you're into the type of thing, you know, since we're doing the zebra danios, you could even do a zebra danio glowfish subtropical tank if that's what you want, you know. But you got your danios, you got your white cloud mountain minnows, your rosy red minnows, a lot of the barbs, the rosy barb, the cherry barb, the green barb, gold dwarf barb. There's the mosquito fish, the variatus platy, and with that you want to be careful because they're really hard to find in the trade, in the hobby. A lot of the platies now are hybridized and mixed with different ones, and not all of them can handle the cooler temperatures as well. But then you've got like the dojo or weather loach, the hillstream loach. You've got dragon gobies, paradise fish, Spanish killifish, Hong Kong pleco, like the channel cats, which get big, the pikes and gars and all those. the peppered cory cats, bloodfin tetras, American flagfish, most of the sunfish. It goes on and on and on and on. Freshwater goby. You get the idea. There's a ton of fish out there that you could put in these subtropical tanks and have something different. You know, you take this, the bloodfin tetra, you put it in your tropical tank, and it colors up, and it has this mannerisms and activities and stuff like that. You ought to see what they do when you put them in subtropical tank at the cooler temperatures. I'm not going to tell you, but you might well be surprised. I did that when I had my store, and I couldn't keep the things in stock. People saw them at the cooler temperatures. You tell them that's what you're doing to them. You have them at the cooler temperatures. They're happy at the cooler temperatures, and I was selling them like crazy. But yeah, it's the cooler water, whole another way to go. Just keep in mind when you go out and buy these fish, the stores are probably keeping them at the warmer temperatures, the 76 degrees, 78 degrees, or something like that. So when you bring them home to drop them in your 64 degree water or your 68 degree water or whatever you have your subtropical temperature set to, acclimate the fish longer for the temperature. Let them float longer. Let them get used to that temperature so it's not a shock. I feel that I'm forgetting something. At cooler waters there, we talked about metabolism being faster at higher temperatures, so at lower temperatures metabolism will be slower, and so that will mean that your fish will produce less waste. They'll probably eat less, produce less waste, grow slower, but slow growth isn't a bad thing. It'd be more healthy growth. And the subtropics experience more of a seasonal temperature change than the tropics do. So letting the tanks fluctuate temperatures with the seasons, getting warmer in the summer and cooler in the winter, within the range, the temperature range there, will actually be good for the fish. And you may have heard a lot of breeders for their tropical fish say that they will do a cold water change, or they will drop the temperature on their fish to get them to spawn. And there might be a reason that the fish are spawning at the cooler temperatures. Maybe they prefer the cooler temperatures. So, you know, I'm sure I shook up a lot of your all's world mentioning these fish or plants or whatever as being cooler water species, that they prefer cooler waters, they live at cooler temperatures, and the idea of sticking some of them in the same tanks or conditions as some goldfish probably just blew some of your all's minds. So yell at me in the comments if you disagree, or if you absolutely agree, leave that in the comments as well. Have you kept a subtropical tank? I would love to hear about that. If you've watched my videos for a while, you've probably heard me mention a cool water tank that I had for a while. I didn't get it where I wanted it to go. It was my bad juju tank, or whatever you want to call it. Just everything that could go wrong with this tank kind of did. And you may have heard that in one of my other videos. But I might do that again. I might not have bad luck with the tank. Of course, I'll have bad luck with the tank. That's my luck. But I might do another subtropical or quote-unquote cool water tank, and throw some colorful stuff in there, and have it be a focus. That way, you all can see it. But yeah, if you've done it before, let me know. If you've had success or not had success, put that down there. If you know other species that I didn't list that are cool water or subtropical fish, or invertebrates or plants or whatever, just throw those in the comments as well. This was a great discussion topic that we can carry on to another video if you like, or have a discussion down in the comments, or however you'd like to do it. If you absolutely hate this idea that every fish tank should have a heater set to 78 to 82 degrees or higher, give me a thumbs down. Let me know. I'm fine with that. If you like getting new information like this and can challenge your mind, or you like what you see, give me that thumbs up. If you want to see more of this type of stuff, there's a subscribe button around there somewhere. It's usually red, if you can pick it out wherever it is. Click on it, and that way you'll get to find out when I make more videos. Get to see if I set up another subtropical tank. And speaking of that, beside it is beside that subscribe button is a little bell. If you click that, it'll turn notifications on for my channel, and whenever I upload stuff, you will be informed. That way you can be the first one there to see what I've got to say. And if you really like what I said or what I'm doing here, or maybe if you don't, you want to tell others how horrible I am, there's a share button around there that YouTube provides. Now you can hit that share button and spread the word about how good or how bad I am, and send them over to see what they think. You know, the more people that we have jumping on over here talking about fish, the more informed, the more educational we can be, the more we can get together and have fish parties. So until next time,